Hey guys, I finally got a chance to get out here in the garden and do some fall planting. So I've prepped this row and we're going to plant some onions, and I'll show you what seeds we're using. And later on we are going to be separating the garlic and planting our garlic for fall. So stay tuned. Now that the weather's starting to cool off, it's time for us to plant our brassicas and some leafy greens and all of the cold hardy stuff. And we're in zone 8A in East Texas, so the hot weather has passed. I think the highest going forward is about 85 during the day, so it's a perfect time to start planting some of these. So we're going to start out with onions, and these are white Lisbon buncheon onions, and also some celery, pink plume from M.I. Gardener. And then we get a lot of these seeds from M.I. Gardener. They're a pretty good website, so check them out. These are purple Vienna Kohlrabi, and we still have some Kohlrabi over in one of the rows. It's doing pretty good. So these are red bull Brussels sprouts. Really excited about these. I think this is, yeah, a full bag. So it's a good time to start your Brussels sprouts. We have some scarlet kale, and this one is really cool looking. Look at that. We like the purple vegetables. Royal Chantenay, I don't know if I said that right. Carrots, these are the short carrots, and they're short and fat. And then we have the, I can't see what this one is. Calliope blend carrots. So it has a white, orange, and purple carrot. And those are cool season. And then pak choy, this is like your bok choy, a little bit smaller. And if you cook any Asian dishes, these are a good addition to any Asian dish. All right. So my plan is to block this row out a little bit. So I'll just plant a small section of one variety and then just keep going down the row. I'll probably start out the row with the onions towards the front, and then end up probably with the kohlrabi, because that's something that's going to take a little longer, and the Brussels sprouts also towards the back of the row. And then something that's going to need more attention, I'll put that towards the front, easier to access. All right, let's get started. All right, I'm starting out with the onions, and these recommend, it's a 10 to 15 day germination, 1/4 inch deep, 1 inch spacing, and 60 to 75 days to harvest. So I'm going to do these 1 inches apart, and I believe it says 400 milligrams, probably maybe 100 seeds each pack. So I'm just going to fill up this little block. I'll let you see what the seeds look like too, if I can get my hands in there. I've been pulling weeds all day, so my hands are a little bit sore. All right, see if you can see. These are little black seeds, and they're super small, so you got to be pretty careful when you're planting them. So, all right, so I'm just going to sprinkle them in a row. You could do a little furrow and then go back and cover them up. I'm not going to do that. I'm not too particular with this garden, so I'm just going to spread them out pretty evenly, and then I'll brush the rake over it and hopefully cover most of them up. All right, so there's one block. Do the next bag. All right, and I'll do the same thing a little bit further down. Pick up where I left off. All right, and then I'm just gonna try to cover them back up. I'll pat them down a little bit. Try to press them into the dirt, because it wants them to 1/2 inch down, which isn't too far down, so you can get away with just pressing them in and sprinkling dirt back over them. you see any that are exposed, go ahead and just poke them down. All right. Sprinkle a little bit of dirt over it. You don't have to be too particular. All right, just give that a little pat. This dirt's pretty moist, so I don't have to even water these in. If I notice that it's getting dry in a couple days, I may sprinkle some water over them, keep them moist until they germinate. All right, we'll move down the row. All right, I only have a few of these celery, pink plume celeries left, so I'm just gonna do a small section right here. These are really small seeds. I mean, they're super small, fine. So I'm just gonna do a little bitty row right here. That'll be a good divider too. And the details on this were 12 to 18 days to germinate, 80 to 90 days maturity, plant spacing 4 to 5 inches. Mine are pretty close, but once they sprout, I can thin them out a little bit or move them. Not a big deal. All right, next, let's go with the scarlet kale. Really fine seeds. Again, the details on this is 1/4 inch deep, 2 inch spacing, and 2 foot rows. We're not doing that. So, and 55 to 70 day maturity. So, might get some of these before Christmas. All right, next on the list is these carrots. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 2 rows, probably about 3 foot long with my hands. And you wanna make sure that your dirt's really loose for carrots. Otherwise you'll get some funky looking carrots. So now that I have these furrows, I'm gonna drop the seeds in. And the details on these are 10 to 25 days to germinate, 1/4 inch depth, 1 inch spacing. I think what I'll do is do 1 row of these Royal Chantenay carrots, the other one with the, I don't know, Calliope blend. I think that's how you say it. If not, let me know if you know how to pronounce it. These seeds are really fine, so we may have to do a longer row. We'll see. I'm gonna sprinkle these guys in here, and you can thin these out after they sprout. Definitely gonna need a longer row. I can do that real quick, no big deal. Which is good, because this is quite a long row, and I only have 2 more packs of seeds. So that'll work out perfect. I may even do another row in the center. See if we can get away with that. All right. Next one. See how many's in here. Not as many. So in my gardener gives you a lot. This is gonna be a shorter row. All right, once we have those in the furrows, just cover them back up. And I just firm them up, tamp them down a little bit. All right, here's the kohlrabi. This is what the seeds look like, little purple seeds. And this one says 1-inch seed spacing. Bulbs will grow 9 to 12 inches tall. So I'm gonna do 2 rows again, and then about 1-inch spacing. And these are direct sow. So you wanna just put these right into the dirt. No need to put these in a seed starter. You can go right into the ground. It says plant them after the last frost. If you're doing them in spring, we're gonna see if we can sneak these in before winter and see what happens. Hopefully we can get something. And even if we carry into winter time, we can always cover these up with some plastic if we need to. They give you quite a bit of seeds. All right, I think I planned that out perfect because I only have one left, one seed pack left, and then one section left. So these are the Red Bull Brussels sprouts. Seeds look just like the kohlrabi, maybe a little smaller, purple. And the stats on this, plant them 6 to 8 weeks before last frost, so we can probably sneak these in. 1.5 inches wide. That's what you want the actual Brussels sprout to the size you want them before you pick them. Seed spacing 2 inches apart. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna do a couple rows. You notice most of these are the same depth, the same requirements, so it's good to plant all these together. That way you're not having to adjust all your spacing. You can be pretty streamlined in your process. All right, hope those grow. You want to give them a little pep talk. Come on, little seeds, you can do it. Encourage them. Never hurts. We'll take what we can get. All right, give them a little love tap. And there you go. First fall row planted. Now it's time to plant the garlic. And just another little update. So this is about a 18 to 20 inch row. And then I laid hay on the side of the path where I'm gonna walk. Hopefully that'll help with the weeds. Once all these sprouts start coming up, I may put hay on the actual row to help with weeds. We'll see how that goes. All right, I'm heading over to the barn where we have the garlic hanging up, and then I have a table set up over here where I can separate all the garlic cloves. Well, I'm glad it feels good out here. It's probably about 75 degrees. Got dirt on my face. All right, if y'all saw in our video earlier this year, we harvested all the garlic and braided it and hung it on this wire inside of our chicken barn. So now they're all dried out and ready to break the cloves apart, and then we're gonna separate them. Don't mind the mess in here. I'm in the process of renovating the barn for goats. All right, here we go.
Now here's the fastest way to separate these bulbs. I just take this, break it off, and go over a bucket, and just separate them and throw that piece out. I'll show you the size of some of these. Look at that one. Some big garlic. Some of these are already ready to plant and they're ready to go. They're starting to grow on their own.
Yeah, never eat garlic that has started to turn green. Even if it's just slightly green, don't eat it. It's going to be incredibly bitter and it'll ruin your entire dish. This is the asparagus patch, and the asparagus has never stopped producing. In fact, it outgrew the weeds and has kind of smothered out the weeds for the most part. But look at this. You can still see there's still spears coming up, which is crazy. So this has done well for us. We would definitely want to expand our asparagus patch this spring.
All right, we're all done. Got a 5-gallon bucket full. I don't know if we're gonna get to planting them in this bed right here because the sun's getting down. They're starting to go down. So we may start the video tomorrow planting the garlic. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Bo. Hey. Come here. Come here. Yes. What is it? What is it? All right, thanks for watching the video. And tomorrow we're gonna plant the rest of the garlic.